I'm finally doing an apartment tour video after 6 months of living and working here. Kristin and I really wanted a live-work loft in Dallas, somewhere with a lot of just raw space that we could have a studio, but it didn't really work out. We settled on a Fort Worth suburban style apartment complex that's $900 a month, which is pretty cheap. The apartment's about 800 square feet, so we really needed to make the most of the space. Oddly enough, the view on the balcony is actually not that bad. We've got a pretty small entryway for just hats and keys. So here's half of the living space. We actually made half of it a studio, half of it a traditional couch, coffee table, TV setup. Splitting it the way we did really opened up a lot of possibilities. So here's a good example of my atrocious cable management. We do have a switch back here though, and we have a really small record collection. Here's my edit workspace. I try and keep it as empty as possible. It's mostly hard drives and dongles. It really hasn't always been that way. We also keep our folding chairs for the podcast right here. Underneath, we have a UPS to keep things powered if we have an outage. I have a production calendar to keep track of shoot dates and edit dates. Here's the gear shelf from IKEA. I did an awful job mounting them. On top we've got lenses, then we've got lens bags, audio gear, filters, prisms. Then we've got some rando stuff down here. Labeler, batteries, lights, tape, cleaning supplies, etc. Then we've got some photo lighting gear, speed lights, then finally cameras, gimbals, and drone. This is our junk hall closet where I keep my hockey gear. Kristin works in the bedroom, and a lot of the time she's there with Mackenzie. We have a really standard bathroom, but what I like is we've got these LED smart bulbs that change colors on an app. They are the super cheap ones though. Here is the workspace. We do a lot with these two C-stands. I love these. They're a great option to set up a studio backdrop with seamless paper. There's plenty of space to achieve a lot of really cool looks, and I think it's super versatile here. We also plan on using this setup for our podcast. This is new. This is the B-roll desk, formerly my editing desk. Underneath, we have all the bags that we take with us when we go on shoots. Another example of my horrible cable management here is the charging station. Then on the other side, we have a place to store tripods, light stands, soft boxes, stuff like that. This is cool. We've got these two clamps up on the bar. We can mount stuff on these, or we can clamp a paper backdrop here. Those same C-stands, they're so versatile. I like to use them for an overhead rig here. You can also use them for lights or just about anything else you want to mount. Here's an example of the type of setup we like to do. We've got the A7 III on the overhead rig. We've got the 300D with the softbox. You've got a little bit of bounce. I've even got a friction arm on the side that can give a little bit of edge light if need be. We're gonna use this Sigma 50mm as an example here. So here's what it looks like. We've got a few paper backdrops that can achieve a few different looks. Something I wanna add is more textures that give different looks and feels besides just solid colors. So here's an example of what you can do with those clamps. You can make a whole backdrop if you're gonna do some front-facing B-roll shots. That's really nice. That looks really clean. So that's the apartment. Kristin and I kind of had to settle with what we chose, but I think we kind of made the most and made this a true live-work space. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.